Chapter 1201 Back. As to whether it was true or false, she would not take issue with it. Even if it was untrue, it did not matter. They should at least provide an explanation. Certainly, this request was not too much. The Chiao family had not been unreliable for just a couple of days. She had no choice. Miao Jing's tummy was filled with anger, but she could not vent her frustration. Afterward, she even had to call the Chiao family to inquire what happened to make them feel more at ease. That phone call was not picked up by Chiao Dongliang but Ding Jiyi. Earlier on, Ding Jiyi had a bad track record of inflating Chiao Dongliang's spending. Facing Ding Jiyi, this kind of in-law, she was not as polite as when she faced Chiao Dongliang. She openly and directly questioned about the situation. Given the Zai family's background, Ding Jiyi dared to be fierce to Jiao Nan but dared not raise her voice at Miao Jing. She explained nicely that Chiao Dongliang had been unwell, that he had caught a cold. The triplets were still so young and their immune systems were weak. If Chiao Dongliang insisted on seeing the children, it was not good if he were to pass the cold to the triplets then. Their family was small. Since Chiao Dongliang was unwell, as the wife, Ding Jiyi had to stay behind and take care of him. The only one left was Chiao Zijin, who was still a student. The triplets were born at the end of September. The full-month celebration did not overlap with the National Day long holiday. As such, Chiao Zijin could not attend it either. Initially, Ding Jiyi wanted to explain more to Miao Jing and expressed her family's helplessness, love, concern, and guilt. Miao Jing's face was cold. Although Ding Jiyi was willing to waste her breath explaining, Miao Jing was not willing to increase the telephone bill and listen to Ding Jiyi spit saliva. Therefore, she simply said, "Noted, the triplets are crying and require my attention." She then hung up the phone. It had been 3 months since she made that phone call. Chiao Nan had already finished giving birth, taking examinations, and her school vacation was starting. However, the Chiao family did not appear. There were no calls from them either. Today, someone suddenly paid a visit, brought 3 authentication certificates, and said that these were the presents that Chiao Dongliang prepared for the triplets. That person did not ask too much either. After making himself clear, he put down the stuff and left. Facing this kind of in-laws, Miao Jing had never talked about them in front of Chiao Nan. However, this did not mean that Miao Jing did not have any thoughts about the Chiao family. She just did not want to put Chiao Nan in a difficult position and was not willing to make Chiao Nan upset because of her maternal family. Today, Chiao Dongliang got someone to visit the Zai family to make his presence known. Miao Jing could barely control the resentment in her heart. The triplets whom her family could not wait to hold in their hands and dote on had been ignored by their biological maternal family to this extent. Would Miao Jing feel happy? To hell with it. No matter how angry Miao Jing was, she could not make up stories and behave like Ding Jiyi. Miao Jing passed the 3 boxes, still in their original states, to Chiao Nan. She did not provide additional details to worsen the situation. She just told Chiao Nan what happened honestly. As to what Chiao Nan thought and how she was going to handle it, Miao Jing would not insist on intervening. She would let Chiao Nan make her own decision. Looking at the 3 little gold bracelets, Chiao Nan did not know how to react all of a sudden. After some time, Chiao Nan gave out a long sigh. These are well wishes from the triplets' maternal grandfather. After all, didn't they say that gold can ward off evil spirits? Mom, should we let the triplets wear them? These were given by her biological father. Regardless of whether her father was muddle-headed, she had to give him some face. By allowing the triplets to wear them, she was not only giving her dad's face but also giving the 3 babies' face. The Chiao family could not be compared to the Zai family. This was something known to everyone. It was not easy for the Chiao family to send this kind of gift to the triplets. It was better to be late than never. Okay, Miao Jing understood this point. She also had the same thoughts. Chiao Nan was very young, but she could think of this without the need for her to persuade. Miaojing felt very comforted. Although Jiao Nan also bore the surname Jiao, she was really different from the rest of the Jiao family until now. She still could not understand why Jiao Nan could come from that kind of family. She was totally different from the other three members of the Jiao family. Since Miaojing and Jiao Nan shared the same view, Zihua was not wishy-washy about it either. They ignored what kind of people in the Jiao family and helped the three babies wear the little bracelets. On the day the three babies turned 1 month old, the Zai family did not receive any exaggerated or overboard presents. Nevertheless, there were many small accessories like these that carried auspicious meaning. In fact, until today, the three babies were bare and had nothing on them as they were waiting for the Chiao family. No one in the Zai family mentioned this situation. It was just that everyone understood in their hearts. Most likely, the three babies had inherited their skin color from their biological mother, Chiao Nan. Each was fairer than the other. The golden little bracelets that they wore complemented them and made their skin appear brighter and more beautiful. Tisk, 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 did our three babies look like little golden children? They are better looking than the babies in the past calendars. Her little nephews and nieces were fair and beautiful. They could not find any babies within the vicinity that could be compared to their family's babies. As the auntie, Zihua thought so no matter how she looked at them. Sanbao, when you grow up, auntie will buy many beautiful little dresses and hair accessories for you. I'll doll you up like a little princess, okay? In fact, although Sanbao was only over 4 months old, Jiaonan and Zai Sheng's wardrobe had already been stuffed with a pile of stuff that Zihua bought for Sanbao. The problem was that it was winter in the capital. It was fine to stay at home. It would be too cold to go outside. Hence, some clothes would possibly be of use to Sanbao if she were in Pingcheng, but there were very few opportunities for her to wear them in the capital. Occasionally, Jiaonan would let Sanbao wear the little accessories that Zihua bought for her. The little girl was not old, but she sure had a temper. She felt uncomfortable when someone wore a flower on her head. Before the grandmother and auntie could finish praising with the word adorable, Sanbao's little fleshy claw had already grabbed, pulled, and flung the flower to the floor like it was an old shoe. Most likely, she felt comfortable after throwing it away. The naughty Sanbao even opened her tiny mouth and chuckled. That chubby little body was twisting like a worm, and she had a complacent look on her face. At the thought of this matter, Jiaonan and Miaojing were filled with worries. There was already one Zihua in the family. As the mother and grandmother, they were afraid that Sanbao would learn from Zihua, this auntie, and liked soldier attire instead of makeup. That would be terrible. At this moment, Dabao, who had been chewing something, took out the wet toy from his mouth. His little hands patted the sofa below his bum as he turned his head and looked in the direction of the door. The few adults looked in the direction Dabao was looking at. A man with soldier attire, looking as sharp as a treasure sword, was standing at the door. Who else could it be except for the father of the three babies? Haha, those grape-like black pupils of Dabao stared at Zai Sheng. He kept making noises with his mouth. He seemed to be asking who that person at the door was. Miaojing was extremely happy and wanted to carry Dabao. Dabao shook his head and pointed his little hand in Qiaonan's direction. He wanted his mama to hug him. Our family's Dabao is so smart, he's only so little now. Next time, he will definitely be a top scorer like Nan Nan. Chapter 1202 Precious Darling. She had been a mother of 2. However, she felt that her son and daughter were not as intelligent as her grandchildren when the 2 of them were young. Besides, other families' children who were 6 to 7 months old were also not as smart as her family's. After putting down Sanbao, who had eaten her fill and wanted to lie down quietly for a while, Jiaonan carried the shocked Dabao and rubbed his head to calm him down. I feel that this is the child's natural ability to pursue good fortune and avoid disaster. When she said that, Jiaonan kept smiling and looking at the man standing at the door. As the person who slept beside this man, Jiaonan was well aware of the change in him after they came to the capital. Of course, it was only until recently that Jiao Nan heard one name, Peng Yu. This was the person who made her man become so powerful and irresistible. Jiao Nan had a vague feeling that Peng Yu's existence was like a piece of sharpening stone. Zai Sheng, who had not met any opponent for a long time, was like a treasure sword that was slowly beginning to rust. With Peng Yu, this sharpening stone, Brother Zai would become sharper and more striking than before. A man like that would receive admiration and respect. However, a small baby would naturally avoid someone like this, who carried a gust of murderous aura, once they faced him. After Miaojing praised De Bao, she went to bring her son in. "You're back so soon this time? You've only gone back to the army for 2 months. Will there be any issue to come back so soon?" Miaojing was aware that Peng Yu had been targeting Zai Sheng. He had been seeking trouble and wanting to surpass Zai Sheng in everything. One was not afraid of being stolen by a thief. One was only afraid of being remembered by the thief. Facing this kind of trouble, Miaojing did not think that her son could finish his dealings with the other party in just a few months, no matter how capable he was. In the past, old Zai had commented about this child to her before. It could be said that many people had the same impression of Peng Yu. He was someone who would not be afraid of losing his life when he was determined. He was extremely stubborn. His son had met such an opponent. He would not be able to lead a peaceful and safe life in the future. Unfortunately, this kind of person was the hardest to deal with. After carrying his eldest son from Jiao Nan's arms, Zai Sheng said without care, "No issue. Why would there be any? At least, for some time, I am going to have quite a lot of spare time." Miaojing smiled. "You've resolved the matter so well. Peng Yu had to rest for some time to recover his energy." Zai Sheng held on to De Bao's arms, completely ignoring his reluctant expression. He was continuously pushing, rejecting Zai Sheng, twisting his little body, and looking in Jiao Nan's direction. Bao was 2 or 3 times chubbier compared to the last time he saw him. The situation is about as such. After all, it's going to be Lunar New Year soon. Everyone is Chinese. I have to give him a chance to go through a peaceful Lunar New Year. When Zai Sheng said this, it was as if he was the one being forgiving and benevolent. He did not seem to care about how angry Peng Yu was at this point. Ah! De Bao could no longer endure Zai Sheng's hug. He twisted his face like a tiger, shriveled his little mouth, teared, looking like he was about to cry out loud. Although the child was small, he was very smart when he needed to. De Bao understood that as long as he cried, his mama would feel anxious and carry him back to take care of him. "Brother Zai," Jiao Nan felt helpless. "Don't hold on to De Bao and bully him." De Bao had only met his strict-looking biological father a few times. It was not strange at all that he would reject Brother Zai. "Brother Zai, it seems that the 3 babies are starting to recognize people. You came back at the right time. Normally, you can spend more time taking care of them and keeping them company. I believe they will become familiar with you very soon." The children definitely had to be close to their father. Jiao Nan did not want Zai Sheng to force the children, yet she was also not willing to see them being unfamiliar with Zai Sheng. "Why don't you carry Bao now and let them get used to your smell?" Normally, De Bao did not like to cry. When he peed, passed motion, or felt uncomfortable, he would just wail a few times without any tears. When they finished changing the diaper and wiping clean his little buttocks, De Bao would look like a big boss. He would lay there on his own, hold various toys in his hands, and bite them until he fell asleep. Jiao Nan often felt that De Bao would wail a few times just to inform them that something was happening at his end. That was not considered crying at all. It should be called an alarm. Now, De Bao, who did not like to cry, was almost in tears when he was in his biological father's arms. How could Jiao Nan's heart not ache? As she said that, as if they were exchanging hostages, she stuffed Bao into Zai Sheng's arms and saved De Bao. Jiao Nan carried De Bao and coaxed him a little. She then kissed him twice on his chubby cheeks. Dabeo, who looked like he was brewing a huge rain earlier, immediately turned bright. After smiling at Xiao Nan, he turned and found the most comfortable position in his mama's arms. He lay there quietly and watched his younger brother being harmed by a stranger. Bao had been staring at Zai Sheng. His tiny face and eyes were filled with alertness. At the sight of Zai Sheng reaching out his hands to him, Bao turned his head and started to find places to hide. When he saw his grandmother, who often played with him, Bao shouted "Ah! Ah!" continuously, seeking help from her. He was not willing to let Zai Sheng carry him. "My Bao, be good. Grandma loves you so much." After receiving Bao's distress call, Miao Jing reacted more strongly than Xiao Nan. Without a word and ignoring his son's thoughts, she carried the pink and tender Bao and started to appease him. She was continuously calling darling, precious darling, and sorts of similar names. In Bao's heart, Miao Jing had defeated her son. She was very proud to be able to guard her place in Bao's heart. As to whether her son would feel hurt by this action of Bao, Miao Jing did not care at all. Well, it was because her son was always not at home and could not stay by the three babies' side. "Don't look at me. San Bao is the only girl in our family. Normally, the old master and dad don't even dare to bully San Bao. If you dare to provoke San Bao, believe it or not, when the old master and dad know about it, they will punish you to do the runs." Zai Hua held on to San Bao tightly and even moved her bum so that Zai Sheng could not come into contact with her and snatch San Bao away. 2 sons, 1 daughter. All 3 children were precious. In comparison, as the only girl and youngest child, San Bao's status in the Zai family was definitely not low. Both Dabeo and Bao are boys. Their skin is tough. If you really want to find a child to practice, I think Dabeo and Bao are more suitable. If you provoke San Bao, I will get impatient with you. Carrying the soft and tender San Bao, Zai Hua's tone was very serious when she said this. Zai Hua treated the 3 babies like her own sons and daughter. Zai Hua would unleash the demon in her, like she did when she was a devil child in the past, to whoever that dared to bully the 3 babies. She would kill the other party. Chapter 1203 Little Gold Ches. You've been dawdling with Dongzi for almost a year. When is he going to marry you? Zai Sheng glanced sideways at Zai Hua. He was not bothered about Zai Hua's threat at all. Zai Hua was different from him. He married a wife. Zai Hua was going to be married off. When Zai Hua was married to Tiandong, they would have their own children. It would not be Zai Hua's turn to intervene in the 3 babies' affairs then. Why must I marry Tiandong? I am not related to him in any way. Don't talk nonsense. I have considered it thoroughly. I will be 28 years old after the Lunar New Year. No matter what, I must go for matchmaking sessions this year to fight for the chance to be married before the end of the following year, Zai Hua said confidently. She and Tiandong had always been good friends and not yet lovers. Zai Sheng was right in his words. She had been dawdling with Tiandong for a year. It was time they made themselves clear. She could not always possibly hold on to Tiandong while attending matchmaking sessions at the same time. Zai Hua could not bring herself to do such a thing. Hua, are you serious? Miao Jing jumped in surprise. When Nan Nan was giving birth, Dongzi had been helping in and out. He had taken on all the duties that should have been done by her son on the account of Hua. She initially thought that the 2 children would, at most, take more time to develop but should not go on separate ways. She was surprised that her daughter actually had thoughts to attend many matchmaking sessions to find a marriage partner next year. Was it because Hua and Dongzi could not be together anymore? Squeezing San Bao's little fleshy claws, Zai Hua lowered her voice. I have always been very serious. I am also telling the truth. It's just that all of you have never believed what I said. If she was not married before 28 years old, she would rather not get married then. Anyway, Nan Nan had given birth to 3 children for Zai Sheng. There were only 2 of them, husband and wife. How could they possibly take care of the 3 babies at the same time? She would not feel at ease too if she did not help them keep a watch by the side. It was better not to be able to find a marriage partner. Like she said before, she would treat her nephews and nieces like her own children. Would she be afraid that no one would support her when she was old and attend her funeral upon her death? Given the Zai family's situation and her capability, her days after retirement were not an issue at all. When she was gone, she did not believe that the triplets would not burn incense and candles for their auntie during festive seasons, Tomb Sweeping Day and Double Ninth Festival. Their family's triplets were good kids. She was not worried that no one would take care of her when she was old. Even such a big worry was no longer a problem. Naturally, Zai Hua was not bothered or insistent about whether she was going to be married or not. Zai Sheng looked at Xiao Nan. He came and left in a hurry last time. Besides spending quality time with Nan Nan, he did not even have time to carry the triplets. Hence, he had no chance to understand the situation between Zai Hua and Tiandong at all. It had almost been a year. Tiandong was so meek and had not conquered Zai Hua. Meeting Zai Sheng's eyes, Xiao Nan shrugged her shoulders helplessly. She did not know anything. Before September, she only had 2 tasks every day. First, read. Second, eat a lot of things and nourish the babies in her womb well. When the babies were born, she only had 2 tasks every day. First, study. Second, become milk bottles for the triplets. As such, her hands were always tied. She was not aware of the progress between Sister Zai Hua and Tiandong at all. After the triplets were born, she seemed to have seen Tiandong during their full-month celebration and received Tiandong's presents. Thereafter, Tiandong did not seem to have appeared again. This was the complete opposite of Tiandong's attitude when she was pregnant. Back then, he had been finding various excuses to stay behind in the house of the Zai family to have meals. It was the baby brain effect. One pregnancy could result in cognitive impairment for 3 years. If it had been the normal Xiao Nan, she would have long inquired Zai Hua about her situation with Tiandong. Tiandong did not turn up at the house of the Zai family all of a sudden. He did not even notify them. Did it mean that he and Zai Hua were not suitable and they had called it off? Unfortunately. Since the triplets were born, Xiao Nan's mind had been occupied by them and her studies. It was hard for her to pay attention to Zai Hua's situation. But then again, what did Tiandong mean with this attitude? It was not going to work between Sister Zai Hua and him? Xiao Nan and Zai Sheng could not figure out why Zai Hua, who was one of the main parties concerned, was not willing to provide a clear explanation to everyone. She had to let everyone guess. All of a sudden, Zai Hua and Tiandong's matter seemed to have come to a standstill. It was not going anywhere, making everyone upset. Miao Jing, who was carrying Bao, felt disheartened. Bao, when you grow up, don't learn from your auntie. Grandma won't expect too much. After you go to school, focus on your studies. No puppy love, but also don't date only when you're too old. Study when you need to. After graduation, quickly marry a granddaughter-in-law back for grandma and give birth to a great-grandchild for grandma to carry. Miao Jing was not pinning much hope on Zai Hua, this daughter, anymore. Fortunately, there were 3 children at home. As long as Hua was happy and would not regret this decision when she was old and lonely, she would not intervene in what kind of life Hua wished for. However, if possible, she still hoped that Hua could find someone true to her to spend the rest of her life with. Bao was gnawing his little claws and drooling so badly that he wetted his collars. As for his grandmother's words, Bao opened his clear and puzzled eyes to express that he did not understand any of them. Zai Sheng was back early and everyone could spend the Lunar New Year together. Of course, the old master and Zai Yai were happy. Compared to the Mid-Autumn Festival, the Chinese valued the Spring Festival more. When it was night time, Xiaonan lay on the bed. The triplets, who had eaten and drunk to their fill, spread their limbs open, placed their hands behind the little brains in a surrendering position, and slept peacefully. Looking at the adorable sight of them, Xiaonan smiled. She then took out a bank passbook and looked at the changes in the numbers recently. She talked to Zai Sheng about it when he came out from a shower. This bank passbook was given to Xiaonan by Zai Sheng. Zai Sheng was smart and mature. Since he was a student, he had channels of stable earnings. After becoming a soldier, his earnings increased further. It was not really because Miaojing and Zai Yaowai were open-minded parents who were willing to let their children keep their own earnings. At that time, Miaojing was too focused on Zai Yaowai, and the husband and wife were like circus troupe without a definite place of residence. If the two children were to hand over their salary to their parents, Miaojing would have to return from outside to take the money, rush to the bank, open bank accounts for them, and deposit the money. To Miaojing, who was obsessed with loving her husband at that time, it was too cumbersome. Hence, Miaojing might as well openly inform the two children that once they were capable of earning their own keep, under the condition of self-discipline, they should take care of their own salary properly. As parents, they would not intervene at all. So many years had passed. Both Zai Hua and Zai Sheng had their own little gold chest, and the sum of money in it was not small. Chapter 1204 sent money back to her parents' home. Unlike Zai Hua, on the day they held the wedding banquet in Pingcheng, Zai Sheng had given all his property and money to Xiaonan. He did not keep a single cent with him. Obviously, he gave Xiaonan the right to use the money in any way that she wanted. "What are you doing? Are you checking to see if the money is enough for the triplets to go to college?" Zai Sheng could tell that Xiaonan was holding his passbook. It was winter. Zai Sheng just came out from his shower. He wiped himself dry but did not put on any clothes or wrap himself with a towel. He walked toward Xiaonan, naked from head to toe. There was a devilish and aggressive look in his eyes. Seconds ago, Xiaonan looked gloomy. Seconds later, she blushed at the ruffian way Zai Sheng was behaving. She threw a pillow at Zai Sheng. "Brother Zai, San Bao is a young lady, you must watch your behavior in the future. If the children see you without any clothes, how are you going to face them?" Xiaonan had given birth to 3 children. She and Zai Sheng had known each other for about 7 years. They dated each other, married, and had children. They had already reached the 7-year itch. Despite being together for such a long time, Xiaonan seldom saw Zai Sheng without any clothes on. Furthermore, there were bright lightings in the room. She felt all the more embarrassed. Xiaonan had no wish to look at his lethal weapon, so she turned sideways in embarrassment with her back facing him. "Put on your clothes now, don't you find it cold?" Zai Sheng felt at ease with his naked form. He caught the pillow that Xiaonan threw at him and put it back on the bed. He flipped the blankets and lay down on the bed. Xiaonan felt the bed sunk beside her as Zai Sheng lay on the bed. A hot, burning body edged closer to her. Xiaonan felt uncomfortable that Zai Sheng still did not put on any clothes. "Brother Zai," Xiaonan was ashamed and angry. "I will bring your clothes to you." Zai Sheng grabbed hold of Xiaonan and pressed down on her. His calm face frowned slightly. "There is no need to put on any clothes, I will be taking them off the next second." It is so troublesome. Since he was going to undress, why would he waste the effort to dress himself? Zai Sheng found it bothersome that Xiaonan was covered with too many layers of clothes. Zai Sheng reached out his hands and began to undress Xiaonan deftly. Xiaonan turned her body sideways in embarrassment. But her movements turned out to aid Zai Sheng in undressing her. In the blink of an eye, Zai Sheng, who just came out from his shower, and Xiaonan were naked. Xiaonan, who was still feeding the triplets, smelled like the triplets. There was a smell of milk on her. Although she had showered, Zai Sheng, who had a keen sense of smell, could still notice it. Xiaonan blushed when Zai Sheng took deep breaths to take in her smell. She felt uneasy at Zai Sheng's behavior. He seemed slightly perverted. There was no need for him to take in her smell. Was Brother Zai behaving like one of the triplets? Did he need to figure out who his wife was from the smell that she had? Two naked adults lay on the same bed. Needless to say, they sought comfort in each other and the room seemed to be heated up instantaneously. Zai Sheng pulled Xiaonan to him, pressed himself on her, and showed her how much he loved her. Xiaonan, who had been through childbirth, had more developed curves than before. She was like a ripe fruit that was juicy and supple. She was able to enjoy being intimate with her husband more so than before. Xiaonan felt drowsy and exhausted after being tortured by Zai Sheng. Zai Sheng had to carry a sweaty Xiaonan to the bathroom to have a shower. As they were bathing in the bathroom, Xiaonan, who was defenseless, was once again ravished by Zai Sheng. When she came out of the shower, she plopped down on the bed, feeling as if all her energy had been drained. There was a satisfied and satiated look on Zai Sheng's face. He seemed like a lion that had had his meat and was full from his meal. There was a tender look in his eyes, but he still had the devilish grin on his face. He would lick the corner of his lips from time to time, as if savoring the feast that he had previously. Xiaonan could feel a hot, burning sensation at her back. She kicked a few times in anger. "Aren't you putting on your clothes?" They were already done, so there was no need to undress anymore. It is good for health to sleep naked. Zai Sheng held a limp and defenseless Xiaonan in his arms, as he defended himself for not wearing any clothes. Xiaonan gritted her teeth in anger at his ruffian mannerism. "When the triplets are older, they should sleep in a separate room from us. It is unsuitable for older children to share the same room with us. They must learn to be independent." Xiaonan was exhausted. She yawned again and got into a comfortable position in Zai Sheng's embrace. She was not taken in by Zai Sheng's words at all. "All right, do you think I don't know what you are thinking of? Men are all the same. Besides, the triplets are still so young and you seldom stay at home. To be honest, compared to you, the triplets spend more time with me." He wanted the children to learn to be independent? That was nonsense. It must be that he was upset that she kept silent when he tortured her. She was worried that she would wake the triplets, so she stifled her voice and kept quiet. What a mockery! Did every man like it when a woman cried out while being tortured? Xiaonan might not have much experience in this aspect, but she had a high IQ. If she compared the times they spent together before they had babies and after they had babies, Xiaonan could tell what the man was troubled about. Zai Sheng looked sullen. "Then, get the triplets to share a room with their aunt or grandma when I am back." Zai Sheng did not deny that Xiaonan's guess was right. He seldom spent time at home. When he was home, he must make use of the time to get close to Nan Nan without any disturbances, and she must be able to display her actual feelings and emotions. In the past, Zai Sheng had been thinking of having children. Now that he had children, he realized that their married life seemed to have been affected. Xiaonan felt angry and amused. She turned sideways to face Zai Sheng and kissed him on his cheeks, coaxing him, and at the same time, made him see reasons. "Brother Zai, stop making a fuss. When the triplets grow up and learn about this, they will be hurt. It would be better for the children to stay with their parents." Brother Zai would stay for a certain period of time whenever he was back. If the triplets did not share the same room with her, they might be affected and she would not be able to take it as well. She would miss them terribly. "By the way, Brother Zai, I transferred 6,000 yuan to my dad today." She did not have any money, whereas Brother Zai did. Even if she wanted to earn money by herself after she graduated, she had to deal with important matters first. She would not be obstinate and overwork herself. "Is that why you kept staring at the passbook just now?" Zai Sheng did not ask the reason why Xiaonan transferred the money to her father. Chapter 1205 The Innate Bonds Between Father and Sons. Since he had given Xiaonan the passbook, she could spend the money however she liked. Even if she squandered all the money, Zai Sheng might not say anything as well, let alone transferring 6,000 yuan to her father. In this aspect, Zai Sheng was a good man. Xiao Nan felt very sleepy. She had to take care of the triplets in the daytime and make use of the time to study. Xiao Nan felt like she was preoccupied the entire day. When Zai Sheng was back, she still had to work overtime to engage in physically exhausting activities. Xiao Nan wished that she could sleep without any care. My dad sent someone to pass 3 golden bangles to the triplets. You should know the Qiao family's situation. Therefore, I transferred the money to him. Brother Zai, do you think I should go back to Pingcheng after the Lunar New Year? Xiao Nan was conflicted. She did not know what she should do. She might have been married and it was understandable that she did not have time to go back during the Lunar New Year. But she should at least go back to visit her parents after the Lunar New Year. However, Xiao Nan did not feel like going back. Spending money on the Qiao family was not the issue here. What was troubling her was that she had to deal with a series of trouble as well as the mockery and schemes of her mother and sister. She also had to accept that her father was muddle-headed and sided with the Qiao family. Let's make a trip back. It's just a few plane tickets. Zai Sheng knew that Xiao Nan was in a difficult position. Xiao Nan had married well. Although the Qiao family had been mean to her and let her down, if she did not visit them during the Lunar New Year, people would talk bad about Xiao Nan. Xiao Nan did not catch what Zai Sheng said. She was already fast asleep. Zai Sheng lowered his head to check on Xiao Nan, who was sleeping soundly in his embrace. He gave her a tender kiss on her red lips. He then covered her with the blanket and hugged her as he drifted off to sleep. During wintertime, hugging each other to sleep was the best way to keep each other warm. I will carry San Bao. Xiao Nan woke up 1 hour later than usual the next day morning. She walked down the stairs and heard her master's loud, booming voice. San Bao, I am your Grand Master. Do you remember? Yeah. San Bao, who could utter sounds, liked it when people chatted with her. Babies at this age behaved in the same way. Elder Lin was very patient with her. He did not know what she was talking about, but he was able to have a conversation with her. Elder Lin was thrilled that San Bao answered him. San Bao, you have not seen me for a night. You must have missed me terribly. You are so well behaved. I miss you too. San Bao, don't worry. I will be able to visit you more often in the future. I will spend more time playing with you. Xiao Nan, who overheard her master, knew right away that he had bought the house that was next to the Zai family's residence. The auntie brought a milk bottle and walked out of the kitchen. Lin Yuankang's eyes lit up. Give me one of those. I will feed San Bao. Since this was not the first time that Lin Yuankang fed the babies, the auntie handed San Bao's milk bottle to him without any hesitation. Lin Yuankang carried San Bao with one hand and held the milk bottle in the other hand. San Bao, be good. Let's have your meal now. San Bao must grow up strong and healthy. When you can speak, you must learn to call me Grand Master first. Ah! San Bao recognized that it was a milk bottle. Her eyes lit up instantly. The little girl shouted and tried her best to lift her head high, wanting to get a bite on the milk bottle. She lifted her legs when she finally got a bite on the milk bottle. She clutched the milk bottle with her chubby arms and drank the milk happily. The triplets were very good at drinking from the milk bottles. Since half a month ago, Xiao Nan was unable to provide them with breast milk for every meal. She began to mix breast milk with formula milk. She would also feed them with solid food as one of the meals in the day. The triplets had a big appetite and they ate very well. They would definitely turn out to be chubby. Xiao Nan saw that Elder Lin was feeding San Bao, while Zai Sheng was feeding De Bao and Er Bao, each in one of his arms. De Bao and Er Bao had yet to familiarize themselves with Zai Sheng. However, they would not skip their meals because of Zai Sheng. No matter what, it was more important to feed themselves. The triplets finished their meals in no time. Their stomachs bulged from having a full meal. Dabao and Erbao seemed to be in a good mood. They were more accepting of Zai Sheng, unlike yesterday. Dabao gave a kick to Zai Sheng's palms from time to time. Erbao was the most daring among the two babies. Since he was able to lift his head, he turned his head to face Zai Sheng and made a move to bite his high nose. Zai Sheng did not panic at having to cope with two babies at one go. He seemed to be at ease. He had a secure grip on Dabao so that he would not fall under the sofa. At the same time, he turned sideways so that Erbao would not be able to bite his nose. Instead, Erbao ended up landing a kiss on his handsome face, leaving his saliva and teeth marks on him. It has only been a night, yet Dabao and Erbao are so close to Zai Sheng. Zai Hua stared at the scene in front of her with surprise. Zai Hua wanted to watch Zai Sheng as he made a fool of himself handling both Dabao and Erbao. She did not mean for them to spend a good time together and bond with each other. To her surprise, Zai Sheng, who was a first-time father, had been taking good care of Dabao and Erbao. Zai Hua was upset that Dabao and Erbao were able to keep quiet in Zai Sheng's presence. They no longer threw tantrums and stopped him from being near them like what happened yesterday. When Zai Sheng went near them and touched them yesterday, Dabao and Erbao would bawl as if they were being bullied. Zai Hua, who had been taking care of the triplets, was upset that the father and sons bonded so well. The two boys were very mischievous. She had gone through so much to take care of them and they were finally 4 months old. Initially, she would panic and almost ended up crying with them as she had no idea how to take care of them. She spent many sleepless nights taking care of them before they finally grew up to be strong and healthy. She had put in so much effort for the triplets to like her. However, Zai Sheng only gave them life, yet he was able to gain their affection without doing anything. Zai Hua was jealous. It was unfair. Miao Jing did not feel upset but smiled instead. You know nothing. This is the innate bond between the father and sons. Zai Sheng is the father of the triplets. No matter what, they will become close to him. Chapter 1206 Wishful Thinking. Fortunately, Zai Sheng is still doing fairly well. If he did not make them comfortable and happy, they would have ignored him. Zai Hua felt slightly better at Miao Jing's words. Given that the triplets were still young, it was normal for them to like the people who fed them. The Chinese people would be busier as the year came to an end. Every family would get ready for the Lunar New Year. Compared to other families, the Chiao family was busy in a different manner. After pondering for a long time, Chiao Dongliang made a phone call to the capital, feeling gloomy. When he was dialing the numbers, he felt as if his hands were without any strength and they were very stiff. Hello, I am looking for Chiao Nan. Oh, sure, please hold on. The auntie could tell that the other party was Chiao Dongliang. She handed the phone to Chiao Nan without any hesitation. Of course, the auntie would treat him nicely as it was Chiao Dongliang on the phone. If the caller ID display said that it was from the Chiao family and the person on the phone was female, regardless of whether it was Ding Ji or Chiao Zijin, the auntie would not pass the phone to Chiao Nan, lest she be upset. Chiao Dongliang might be muddle-headed, but at the very least, he still had some sanity. Hello, Dad. Yes, Chiao Dongliang took a long time to answer. He was thinking of the 6,000 yuan that he received. He felt upset. Nan, will you be back to Pingcheng after the Lunar New Year? Lunar New Year was coming. It dawned on Chiao Dongliang that Chiao Nan was finally married and had become Zai Sheng's wife and part of the Zai family. She had taken on more roles apart from being his daughter. Last year during the Lunar New Year, Chiao Nan came back to Pingcheng earlier than usual to prepare for the Lunar New Year. Unlike last year, he was not certain if he would be able to see his younger daughter when school reopened next year. His in-laws had moved to the capital and they no longer stayed in Pingcheng. Now that his maternal grandchildren were in the capital, Chiao Dongliang wanted very much to go to the capital. However, he did not have enough money to make the trip. It was already a challenge for him to prepare presents for his grandchildren. If he wanted to make a trip to the capital for the triplets' 1-month-old celebration, he would have to apply for unpaid leave. It would take several days to go to and fro, and there were still many expenses to be taken care of. To him, it was not a small sum. Furthermore, Xiao Dongliang felt inferior. Unlike Xiao Nan, he was unable to mix well with the Zai family. He was worried that his appearance would not look good on Xiao Nan and his 3 grandchildren, and they would be looked down upon by others. Xiao Dongliang was particularly embarrassed about the situation at home. He feared that people might ask about the Xiao family or Xiao Nan's relationship with her parents. By then, he would not know how he should answer them. People who knew about their situation would be in a difficult position as well. There was so much that Xiao Dongliang had to worry about. Therefore, he did not turn up for their 1-month-old celebration. He was only able to get someone to pass the presents to Xiao Nan 3 months after the celebration. Xiao Dongliang did not have many friends who would make frequent work trips to the capital. The 3 bangles cost a few thousand yuan. He had to entrust them to someone trustworthy. He would not feel assured to get someone else to pass the bangles to Xiao Nan. Therefore, the triplets only get to wear the golden bangles given to them by their maternal grandpa when they were 4 months old. The friend gave Xiao Dongliang a call after he passed the bangles to Xiao Nan. Xiao Dongliang thought that his daughter would most probably come back to visit him. He did not expect that he would receive 6,000 yuan from her in the afternoon. Xiao Dongliang knew what his daughter meant by transferring the 6,000 yuan to him. He spent around 4,000 to 5,000 yuan on the golden bangles that he bought for his grandchildren. Since his daughter gave him 6,000 yuan, the extra 1,000 yuan was meant for him. Since she had transferred the money to him, did it mean that Nan Nan would not be coming back? Xiao Nan stared at the passbook yesterday, feeling gloomy. Now, she felt all the more upset at the dejected tone in Xiao Dongliang's voice. I will most likely pay you a visit, but I can only stay for 1 day. Bao, Bao and San Bao are still young. I will not bring them to visit you. This was what Zai Sheng had told Xiao Nan this morning. Will you be back to visit me? Xiao Dongliang sounded more cheerful. But you can only stay for a day. Xiao Nan caressed Bao's cheeks. She said without much emotion, I have no other choice. The triplets are still having breast milk. I can only be apart from them for 1 day. Moreover, although I am only in my 2nd year, I have a lot of homework. I have already given up on taking a double degree. Before she went to college, Xiao Nan had discussed with Xiao Dongliang that as long as she had the abilities, she wanted to apply to take a double degree when she was in her 2nd year of college. She would study and work hard to graduate with a double degree within 4 years. Now, in order to take care of her 3 children, Xiao Nan had given up on that dream. It was already a stretch for her to spare time to go back to Pingcheng and stay for a day. Furthermore, both Xiao Dongliang and Xiao Nan knew that there was no longer anything in Pingcheng worth her visit. If Xiao Dongliang was not in Pingcheng, Xiao Nan would rather forget that she used to spend nearly 20 years of her life in Pingcheng. Although Xiao Dongliang was in Pingcheng, she would only stay for a day when she visited Pingcheng. Now, apart from herself, her focus was on her husband, her children, her in-laws, and their relatives. Her parents' home? She would take it that she did not have any parents' home. Xiao Dongliang wanted to persuade Xiao Nan to stay for a few more days so that he could spend more time with her, but since it was due to the triplets, he had no choice but to give in. You're right, the triplets are still young and could not go without their mother. It is good that you can come back for 1 day. Actually, given your situation, I should pay you a visit instead. Nan, Since he had already made a phone call, Xiao Dongliang wanted to explain to Xiao Nan why he and Ding Jiyi were not present for the 1-month-old celebration of the triplets. Ding Jiyi wanted very much to go. She already had a plan in mind. She would prepare presents for them and she would not make it embarrassing for the Zai family. She would show everyone that she was a generous and gracious grandmother. Of course, Xiao Nan would have to pay for everything. She could not possibly pay for them by herself. She was there so that it would look good on the triplets and Xiao Nan. Furthermore, she was Xiao Nan's mother and the triplets' grandmother. Since she came all the way to the capital for the 1-month-old celebration of the triplets, the Zai family and Xiao Nan had to show their appreciation. Chapter 1207 Heartless. Xiao Nan had to get someone to show her around the capital. As for the expenses, Xiao Nan would have to pay for it. It had nothing to do with her. Xiao Nan had to pay for her transport to and fro as well. Now that Xiao Nan was married and led a pampered life, she must not forget that her parents were not well-to-do. Since her mother was in the capital, no matter how unwilling she was, Xiao Nan had to fork out some money to take care of her. In short, Ding Ji had it all planned out. She would make the trip to attend the 1-month-old celebration of the triplets. She would use Xiao Nan's money to prepare gifts for the triplets so that it would look good on the Xiao family. After she was done with feasting and traveling around the capital, she would get another sum of money from Xiao Nan as a token of appreciation. Everyone was more than willing to take up such a task. Therefore, Ding Ji was dying to attend the 1-month-old celebration of the triplets and she had to go. She would treat it as a compensation for not being able to go to the capital and spend Xiao Nan's money during the summer break. Although Xiao Dongliang could not tell what Ding Ji was up to, given her attitude and that they had been married for more than 20 years, he could tell that she must be up to no good. She sounded so happy at the mention of attending the triplets' 1-month-old celebration. She must be thinking of taking advantage of Xiao Nan. Otherwise, given that the triplets were Xiao Nan's babies, Ding Ji would definitely be angry and jealous that she had such a good life. Even if she had changed her attitude toward Xiao Nan, she would not feel so thrilled at the thought of going to the capital. Xiao Dongliang was unable to attend the 1-month-old celebration of the triplets as he had to work and he felt inferior in front of the Zai family. As for Ding Ji, she did not attend because Xiao Dongliang stopped her from going. He might not be able to make it look good on his younger daughter and his grandchildren, but he could not allow Ding Ji to make things difficult for them. Previously, Xiao Dongliang did not make a phone call to explain to her. He kept silent and felt that things were over and there was no need to bring it up. However, now that he made the phone call, Xiao Dongliang wanted to make use of the chance to bring it up and explain to Xiao Nan why he did not go to the capital at the end of October. "Dad, say no more. I understand." Xiao Nan interrupted Xiao Dongliang. She would feel more at ease if her father did not explain to her. She was upset that he waited until now to give her an explanation. "Dad, you must have received the money. Buy more good food for yourself for the Lunar New Year. We will let you know when we will go back to Pingcheng. I will give you a phone call later. Dad, I have to go. The triplets will be waking up anytime soon. They will cry if I am not around." Xiao Nan hung up the phone without further ado. Xiao Dongliang felt dejected. Although Xiao Nan said that she understood, Xiao Dongliang knew that she was angry. Xiao Dongliang was in a panic that his daughter was angry with him. Although he felt forlorn, he could do nothing about it. He knew that although he was the father, his younger daughter had the right to be angry with him. Xiao Dongliang was helpless with this dead-knot situation. "What's wrong? You look like your mom has just passed away. Did you talk on the phone with the wretched girl? She must have lost her temper at you." Ding Ji noticed that Xiao Dongliang looked gloomy when she walked into the room. She gloated at him and made disdainful remarks. "I have told you long ago what kind of person that wretched girl is, but you refused to listen to me and allowed yourself to be fooled by her. Now that she is leading a good life, she will not remember that her parents are not doing well. No matter how heartbroken you are, she will not be bothered with you." At the mention of this, Ding Ji felt as if her heart was dripping blood. It was such a waste to get people to send the 3 golden bangles that were worth a few thousand yuan to the capital. The presents that old Xiao bought might be expensive, but the wretched girl did not appreciate them. If he had extra money to prepare presents for the wretched girl, he should have saved them up to prepare a dowry for Qiao Zijin when she got married. Ding Ji had many friends. She heard a lot from them about what one needed to prepare when the daughter or the son was getting married. Ding Ji already had in mind what she would prepare for Qiao Zijin when she decided on the date and was getting married. Ding Ji had a lot of ideas in mind. She wanted to give Qiao Zijin a perfect wedding. However, she had to wake up to reality. Now that she did not have any money and the perfect wedding that she had in mind would require lots and lots of money, Ding Ji's dreams were shattered to pieces. Money, money, money. Everything needed money. She was angry at herself for not being able to print banknotes. They did not have any money, yet old Qiao wasted the hard-earned money on the wretched girl. If he had the money, he should not waste it on the wretched girl. Now that the wretched girl is leading a good life, she is very stingy with us. It is no wonder people say that rich people are stingy. From the looks of it, she has totally forgotten about her parents who brought her to the world and took care of her. She does not appreciate us for our efforts. Such a heartless girl will suffer retribution sooner or later. Ding Ji was getting riled up. That day, she made a call to Jiao Nan, telling her the amount of money that old Qiao spent to buy the golden bangles. Ding Ji exaggerated the amount spent so that she could stand to gain. After the call, Ding Ji waited at home for Qiao Nan to send the money to her. After getting the money, she would return the amount that old Qiao spent on the bangles to him. She would keep the rest of the money for herself so that old Qiao would not notice that anything was amiss. It would be Qiao Nan's way of being filial to her. In that case, Ding Ji would not have any qualms about keeping the extra money. She was not worried that Qiao Nan would bring up this matter to Qiao Dongliang. She knew that even if they really talked about this matter, they would not speak of the exact amount. They would only make a passing remark about it. To her surprise, Ding Ji did not receive a single cent of money. She made the phone call when Qiao Nan was still pregnant with triplets. Qiao Nan had already given birth to them and they were already teething. It seemed as if Qiao Nan had totally forgotten about the phone call. Since Ding Ji exaggerated the amount of money spent, she was not bold and daring enough to demand the money from Qiao Nan. Furthermore, she had to keep it a secret from Qiao Dongliang. If he discovered it, he would demand an explanation from her. After all the things that happened in the Qiao family, Ding Ji was quite fearful of Qiao Dongliang. Chapter 1208 Poor but Generous. Qiao Nan could not understand what was on Qiao Dongliang's mind. Ding Ji, who stayed under the same roof with Qiao Dongliang, had no idea what her ex-husband was thinking of either. Even though it seemed that he understood and finally realized that Qiao Nan was not a good daughter and was willing to stay with Zijin and her, whenever she schemed against Qiao Nan, Qiao Dongliang would be angry with her. He would get into a quarrel with her and ordered her not to do whatever she had in mind. But on the other hand, it did not seem that her ex-husband sided with Qiao Nan like before. The wretched girl became emboldened after getting married into the Zai family. She no longer cared about the Qiao family. She placed the interests of the Zai family above them. Now that old Qiao stayed with her and provided for Qiao Zijin, she knew that the wretched girl must be very displeased with old Qiao. What he did was tantamount to driving a wedge between him and his daughter. It could be a simple matter. Ding Ji could not understand why Qiao Dongliang made it so complicated. She felt confused. You are indeed generous to give 3 golden bangles to them as presents. Did you see that? You spent all the money to prepare the presents for the triplets. Despite knowing that we are not well-to-do, the wretched girl never helps us in any way. She keeps quiet even though you spent such a huge sum of money on the presents. As a man, you need to have some money with you when you are outside. In my opinion, the wretched girl has no regard for you. She had never seen such a heartless child, although she was the person who gave birth to her. All right, stop calling her as the wretched girl. Regardless of whether Nan Nan is heartless or not, I will support her no matter what her decision is. With a mother like you, if she is with a conscience, she will be making life difficult for herself. She has to be heartless to people like you. If she is nice to you, it will be a waste of her effort. Ding Jiyi thought that this was the right time to badmouth Jiao Nan. She felt that it was a good opportunity to get Jiao Dongliang to side with her. What Ding Jiyi did not know was that Jiao Nan might be heartbroken that her father was muddle-headed and was disappointed with him, but she was not without a conscience. She knew that she had to take care of her father and she never really left her family in the lurch or severed all ties with them. As soon as she received the 3 golden bangles, Jiao Nan contacted Jiao Dongliang to express her gratitude. She gave him a sum of money, which included the amount of money that he spent on the bangles as well as another sum of money for his personal use. It was in the early 2000s. One would usually be paid a few hundred yuan per month. Jiao Nan gave Jiao Dongliang more than 1,000 yuan. It was equivalent to Jiao Dongliang's salary for 3 months. If this was considered as heartless, what about Jiao Zijin, who was 2 years older than Jiao Nan but still needed Jiao Dongliang to provide for her? Jiao Dongliang felt guilty taking money from Jiao Nan. Jiao Dongliang's heart ached and he could not help but blame himself when he learned that Jiao Nan was willing to come to Pingcheng so that she could visit him. However, she could only stay for a night and had to go back to the capital to take care of her triplets. It was all because of him that the younger daughter made such a decision. Jiao Dongliang was already heartbroken that Jiao Nan could not stay for a few more days to accompany him, yet Ding Jiyi kept nagging at Jiao Dongliang and badmouthed Jiao Nan. Upon hearing Ding Jiyi's words, Jiao Dongliang felt like giving her a tight slap on her cheeks. However, the Lunar New Year was coming. It was unlucky to get into a fight or quarrel. But if Ding Jiyi was not tactful and kept shooting her mouth off, Jiao Dongliang might not be able to stop himself from slapping her on the cheeks. What are you quarreling about? Jiao Zijin stayed in the room, idling around. She could not stand the increasing noise outside and came out to check. The Lunar New Year is coming. Don't you find it shameful to keep quarreling? The neighbors will be laughing at us. We should have been the happiest family in the quad this Lunar New Year. Now that things have come to this, and the neighbors are waiting to watch a good show, do you intend on getting into a quarrel and becoming the joke of the quad? Nothing went well for Jiao Zijin in the past half a year. It was terrible. During summer break, Chen Jun came back with Jiao Zijin from the capital and initiated a breakup. Jiao Zijin sensed that Chen Jun might be serious, but she told herself that it was impossible for Chen Jun to break up with her. Chen Jun was scheming and he had spent so much money on her. How could he bear to break up with her before he had any returns and give up on getting close to the Zai family? However, after they returned to the capital, she realized that Chen Jun was indeed serious. He did not contact her when they were back in Pingcheng. Jiao Zijin, who felt insecure, disregarded the fact that she should be demure and took the initiative to call Chen Jun. But Chen Jun would not answer her call. Whenever she called the Chen family, it would be the auntie who answered the phone. In the past, the auntie at the Chen family would be very polite to her when she answered the phone. However, she was indifferent to her nowadays. She would say that Chen Jun was not at home or that he was outside and was busy. In short, Jiao Zijin was not able to meet Chen Jun or go on a date with him. She could not even talk to him on the phone. Half a year had passed. Jiao Zijin might be foolish and innocent and wanted to keep deceiving herself. But she knew that Chen Jun was serious about breaking up with her. He was not doing so to keep her on tenterhooks or to give her a scare so that she would behave herself in the future. Jiao Zijin was certain that Chen Jun wanted a breakup and wanted to seek another way to success. He no longer wanted to be with her. All along, Jiao Zijin was not interested in her studies. Now that Chen Jun broke up with her, it had a drastic impact on her results. She failed in 3 of her subjects, and she had to retake the exams. The problem was that Jiao Zijin had to revise for the subjects that she failed in the semester. The revision period would last for half a year. She had to prepare for her exams in the coming semester as well as retake the exams for the subjects that she failed previously. It was torture for Qiao Zijin, who was not good in her studies. When it rained, it poured. Everyone was happy that the Lunar New Year was coming. The Qiao family was the only family that was without a moment of peace and quarreled all day long. Qiao Zijin, who had a bad temper, could not help but flare up. Chapter 1209 Compromise. Why do you keep quarreling? If you can't stay together under one roof, just go your separate ways. I did not insist that the two of you stay together since both of you are divorced and have not got back together. You can go back to the way you were last year. I did not stop the two of you from filing a divorce when I was in high school. Now that I have grown up and have started dating, I have no need for my parents anymore. Don't make it such that you have to be together for my sake. I won't accept such excuses. Qiao Zijin, who had a nasty temper, no longer behaved like the well-behaved and nice girl that she pretended to be. If you want to maintain the status quo, keep quiet and stop quarreling. If not, scram. Qiao Zijin was fearless when she told her parents to scram. The house that Qiao Dongliang and Qiao Nan used to stay in had been taken back by the school. If Qiao Dongliang left their house, he would be left with no place to stay in. Qiao Zijin no longer needed to worry that Qiao Dongliang would leave them if he was angry with Ding Ji, and neither did she have to worry that she would have a difficult life ahead. Right now, if her father provoked her and her mother, he should be worried that they would send him out of the house and he would have to sleep on the road. Her father must get the facts right. He must be out of his mind to offend her. Did he think that he still had the final say in this house? Not only was Ding Ji dumbstruck by Qiao Zijin's outburst, but Qiao Dongliang felt as if he had been struck by lightning as well. He stiffened and did not know how to react. He felt heartbroken at her words. He stared at Qiao Zijin, widening his eyes in disbelief. He wondered if Qiao Zijin was telling him to scram. Seeing that her parents were shocked at her outburst, Qiao Zijin cooled down slightly. All right, it is the Lunar New Year, let's not quarrel with each other, shall we? Mom, you might be unhappy, but you have to admit that she is doing well now. In the future, stop calling her as the wretched girl like you said. Qiao Nan is heartless. She might not treat you nicely even if you try to please her. If you keep scolding her, will she treat you as her mother and listen to you? Stop deceiving yourself. Now that things had come to this stage, Qiao Zijin had no other choice but to compromise. If she continued to be at loggerheads with Qiao Nan, it would not have any impact on Qiao Nan. Instead, she would be making life difficult for herself. Qiao Zijin had learned her lesson after Chen Jun broke up with her. Mom, you must remember that we will have good days ahead if Qiao Nan is willing to acknowledge us and help us occasionally. This applies to you and me. It is useless to have a sharp tongue. Will being sharp-tongued help me secure a good job after I graduate? Will Qiao Nan be willing to give money to you? What happened during the summer break was her fault. She was being too obstinate. She only managed to get inside the Zai family's residence, but the Zai family did not treat her like their relative or ask her to stay for the night. It was because of the Zai family's attitude toward her that made Chen Jun break up with her despite the fact that he had invested so much money on her. If she had a better attitude back then, even if the Zai family did not treat her as their relative, she could behave affectionately to them. Given the Zai family's upbringing, they would not go overboard and reject her. In that case, she believed that Chen Jun would not have broken up with her. After Chen Jun broke up with her, Qiao Zijin was able to draw a lesson from her painful experience. She reflected on her mistakes and was able to realize her shortcomings and Achilles' heel. Her temper and pride were worth nothing if she could not have good days ahead. Qiao Zijin calmed down after she lost her temper at her parents. Although Ding Ji was no longer as willing to spend money on Qiao Zijin like before, she would still listen to Qiao Zijin's words. Now that Qiao Zijin had said so, Ding Ji had no wish to be at loggerheads with Qiao Nan. Ding Ji had long harbored the thought of basking in Qiao Nan's glory and enjoy the benefits that in-laws of the chief would have. It was rare that Qiao Zijin could sort out her thoughts and was willing to compromise. Ding Ji was glad that she made such remarks. Qiao Dongliang, who did not harbor such greedy thoughts, was dumbfounded by Qiao Zijin's words. Xiao Dongliang, who was in good health and had a good posture like a soldier, seemed to have aged in that 1 minute's time. A man in his 40s should be in his prime. That was why there was the saying that men in their 30s were the best. However, Xiao Dongliang looked pale and sickly at the age when he should look his best. He hunched slightly and seemed to have aged 10 years in that short time. He seemed to be past his prime. "Dad, what's wrong?" Xiao Dongliang remained silent for a long while. Xiao Zijin sensed that he was behaving oddly. Xiao Dongliang sighed after a long while. There were mockery and bitterness on his face. "What's wrong with me? I just feel that I have aged and I can't keep up with the times and the changes in the way people think I am old and incapable. I should admit that I have aged and that I can no longer keep a check on so many things. You and Nan Nan have grown up, you have your own way of thinking and have a mind of your own. Fine, you can do as you please in the future. I won't give any comments even if I say anything. No one will listen to me. I am too arrogant and proud of myself in the end. I am just a joke." "Dad, what do you mean by that?" Xiao Zijin was alarmed. Her father sounded strange. "Dad, do you want to leave me in the lurch and go back to Jiaonan? You are right. Jiaonan is the Zai family's daughter-in-law. Back then, both of you were able to live in a big house and had color television and refrigerator in the house even when she had not married Zai Sheng. If you stay with her right now, you will have a far better life than before. It is no wonder that you look down on your daughter that has to ask you for money." Xiao Zijin said all those words in a peak of anger. She was trying to spite Xiao Dongliang and stop him from going back to Jiaonan. Her boyfriend was no match to Jiaonan's husband. Even if Chen Jun did not break up with her, it was still because of Jiaonan that he was in a relationship with her. Chen Jun used to teach her how to behave and act so that the situation would be to her advantage. Xiao Zijin did not understand the reasons behind them and found it difficult to do as he said. Now, Xiao Zijin finally understood why he did all that. She had to make use of Xiao Dongliang and Ding Jiyi to be able to bask in Xiaonan's glory, especially Xiao Dongliang. He was the key person. Chapter 1210 A Vicious Cycle. When Ding Jiyi was muddle-headed and Xiaonan was almost forced into a dead end, it was Xiao Dongliang who decided to file for divorce and draw the line with Ding Jiyi. It was only through a divorce could he stop Ding Jiyi from scheming against Xiaonan. If Xiao Dongliang did not file for a divorce, even if Xiaonan would marry Zai Sheng, eventually she would have to go through twice as much trouble and difficulties. It was due to Xiao Zijin that Ding Jiyi treated Xiaonan badly. Therefore, in the entire Xiao family, Xiaonan would only turn soft-hearted on Xiao Dongliang. Xiao Zijin could not offend Xiao Dongliang. Instead, she must please him such that he would treat her like how Ding Jiyi treated her and do his best to help her. She must not lose her father again. If she lost his support, Xiaonan would definitely rejoice over it. "Nothing, I am just tired." Xiao Dongliang could not be bothered to say anything else. "I will go back to my room to sleep if I am not wanted in this house and there is no place for me. Just let me know, I will find another place to stay. It is the end of the year now, it might not be that easy to rent a place. I will try my best to get a house after the 15th day of the Lunar New Year." His elder daughter had told him to scram. It was so ironic. True enough, he had failed as a person. Ding Jiyi reacted strongly to Xiao Dongliang's words. She stopped him. Zijin is in a bad mood and said all these in a peak of anger. "She did not mean it, old Xiao. Why did you take issue with her? We are one family and you are her father. Why did you take her words seriously? Zijin is such a good child, she will not think that way. We all know that Chen Jun has broken up with Zijin. We must understand that she is in a bad mood. If we are unable to console her, it will be good for her to vent her frustrations. Why did you take issue with her? They might not have gotten back together, but at the very least, she had Xiao Dongliang by her side. Ding Jiyi stayed by herself for the past few years. She was left alone at home while her daughter was in school. She no longer wanted to live such a miserable life. Although they did not get back together, Ding Jiyi was contented that they stayed under the same roof. She could not take it if Xiao Dongliang left her. "Dad, I am sorry, I am in a bad mood. I should not have shot my mouth off and hurt you with those words. Dad, I apologize to you. Please don't be angry with me. Qiao Zijin, who had sorted out her thoughts, apologized to Jiao Dongliang right away. She did not find that it was unbearable to make an apology. She was apologizing to Jiao Dongliang. She was not giving in to Jiao Nan. She was able to swallow her pride to do it. Furthermore, after sorting out her thoughts, Qiao Zijin would not hesitate to back down to Jiao Dongliang or Jiao Nan. Since she had taken the first step, it was not difficult to take the second and third steps. Qiao Zijin behaved like a child. She pulled Jiao Dongliang's sleeve and acted coquettishly. Dad, don't be angry with me. We are one family. We are the closest kin apart from Mom, Nan, and you. I have no other relatives. Dad, if you ignore me, what should I do? On the one hand, Qiao Zijin was backing down. On the other hand, she was reminding Jiao Dongliang about the hard facts. Jiao Nan was no longer close to him. Ding Jiyi and Qiao Zijin were the only relatives that he had. If he fell out with Qiao Zijin, he would have no one by his side. Once he moved out, Jiao Dongliang would be without any relatives. If Jiao Dongliang did not want to stay alone and without any relatives, he should know when to stop now that Jiao Zijin had apologized to him. Qiao Zijin became more scheming over the years. Ding Jiyi no longer loved Qiao Zijin unconditionally like before. Instead, she would be all bark and no bite. Even if she was upset with Jiao Nan, she would only nag at her on the phone, but she would not do anything to Jiao Nan or force her into a dead end. Now that Ding Jiyi no longer helped her go against Jiao Nan, Qiao Zijin had to learn to be scheming. Otherwise, she might not have any say in the family. Qiao Zijin had no idea why Ding Jiyi dared not do anything to Jiao Nan. Actually, Ding Jiyi was not afraid of Jiao Nan. Although Jiao Nan had married well, she did not think of basking in Jiao Nan's glory or being on good terms with her so as to benefit from it. In fact, Ding Jiyi remembered that there was once when she hit Jiao Nan and pulled her hair. In the end, Jiao Nan instructed other people to beat Qiao Zijin and cut her hair to uneven lengths. That was the only time Jiao Nan retaliated against her by targeting Qiao Zijin. Thankfully, she was lenient on her and did not go overboard. Although Ding Jiyi always scolded and bullied Jiao Nan, she was timid in front of strangers. She was worried that if she provoked Jiao Nan again, she might not go lenient on Qiao Zijin. She also feared that there would be a day where she stopped targeting Qiao Zijin but turned to deal with her instead. Ding Jiyi dared not be too insolent and reckless as she was worried about Qiao Zijin's as well as her safety. Jiao Dongliang could tell that Qiao Zijin was not sincere in her apology. He understood that she was telling him to know his limits. Jiao Dongliang might have turned soft-hearted on Qiao Zijin and wanted to forgive her, but he had been dealt with too many blows. He was weary and had turned numb to her pleas. Stay angry with you, I won't be able to stay angry with you for long. I won't be able to keep my frustrations for long. Don't worry, I will not abandon you. Nan is right about one thing. Let's just take it that I owed you in the previous life. There was no way that the elder daughter would change. Unless she was married. He couldn't wash his hands off them. He asked for it. This was not the first time that the elder daughter lost her temper at him, but he could not help but forgive her, hoping that she would be a well-behaved child like the younger daughter. He wished that she would have a good marriage and a bright future. The elder daughter might be mean to him, but it was a fact that he owed her in this life. Perhaps he would finally be rid of his burden when his elder daughter was married. At times, Qiao Dongliang hated himself for having such a personality. Nevertheless, Qiao Zijin was his elder daughter. He had a responsibility to make sure that she married well and had children. No matter whether Qiao Dongliang was able to sort out his thoughts or not, he felt weary and disheartened. He did not have any strength left in him to mull over the fact that his younger daughter could only stay for a day in Pingcheng for the Lunar New Year. Qiao Dongliang felt weary. After talking to him on the phone, Qiao Nan was just as disheartened as him. Qiao Dongliang was disheartened by Qiao Zijin's behavior, while she was weary because of her father.